To our next story, you know, for an environment where politics is more the rule than the exception, any attempt at determining how many we are in the country means mangling the figures before the first man or woman is counted or enumerated. The last attempt at a head count in our country was in 2006, in the Obasanjo years. The provisional results indicated that Kano State, with a population of 9.4 million, was the most populous, followed by Lagos State, 9 million. While the northern states accounted for 75 million people, the southern states collectively had 65. All the figures were hotly disputed. Another census for our estimated 200 million people is slated for 2022. Chairman of the National Population Commission, NPC, Alhaji Nasir Isa, says the exercise would cost a whopping 400 billion naira. The estimates will be presented to the National Assembly on Monday next week. Are we ready for the sleepless days ahead, Jide?
Well, it's too early to know whether we are ready for this or not. It's too early to even know whether the census will go ahead.
In the circumstance?
Will go ahead at all. Because when you bear in mind the hefty sum of money that it will cost to carry out the census, and you know that it is during that time too, that INEC will be seeking to be provided funds to organize the election. You then will ask yourself, which is more important? The 2023 election, the groundwork, the funding will have to be provided ahead of the election year, you know, so that they can go and print all their ballot materials and all that, and it costs a lot of money. There is no way the INEC will not be needing in excess of 250 billion or thereabout. You know, if we look at how much it cost them last time, and with the value of the naira having gone down, inflation, and all that, because when you have to hire so many people to organize, I mean, as workers, you also cannot afford to pay them so little. So what you are paying your workers, ad hoc workers, some years back, in line with present day realities, you would want to increase it a little bit. That's why we got this figure for the census. The last time they came up with a census figure was 4 years ago. It was 217 billion. But between that time and now, the estimates have gone up to 400 billion. And it's difficult to argue, given the fact that within a few months this year, we can see the damage that has been done to the value of the naira. And some of the things that they will need will probably be imported, most likely be imported and all that. So I am not so sure that this thing will go ahead. It all depends on where government can find the funds. Will the government go and take a loan again to organize a census? No one knows. But the way it is, and I'm not surprised that Senator Smart Adeyemi was already complaining that where are we going to find this kind of money when the people are broke, people have no jobs? How do we spend all of that money? But the importance of a census cannot be overemphasized. We've got to go ahead and do an accurate census. I do not believe in estimating the population of a country. Periodically, you've got to do a census. Even abroad, they found a way to do it. You are seated in your house and you get yourself enumerated online.
That's it.
You know? They are leveraging on technology to ensure that they do. You can do everything, all of the questions that you are going to be asked. You can answer those questions on your phone. You know, So this time around, I really don't know the extent to which we will go by way of technology, but it will help us to be able to know how many Nigerians, the gender of our people, the level of education of our people. You know, some critical questions will be answered when enumerators enter people's homes, you know, to try to get the data from them. So it's important, but whether we can find the money
is another subject.
That's my concern.
But even Yinka, that the National Assembly is broaching the matter is something that beats me hollow. As I said, are we looking at the possibility, the propriety or otherwise, of holding a population census next year?
You know, we have so many things put at work at the same time, and that is where the problem lies. I would have loved a situation where the population census will come in a year that we are not preparing for election.
That's it. Nothing interferes with it.
Exactly. Because, honestly, the issue of population has become something like a time bomb.
I'm sorry. Yes. Do you know that according to the United Nations, you conduct a census every 10 years.
Yes.
Gives you a leeway, time to plan.
But in our own situation, the a census has become such a political matter that people are insincere in what they do. Some of us will never believe some parts of the country is more populated than us. The other one will not believe that we are more populated than them. So there is that problem. But when you look at it critically...
mistrust.
Exactly, that's the one. There is a great lot of mistrust among Nigerians. Now, when you look at it, some people will say that, okay, you said so people have already increased in so number of millions in 5 years. The other people have not increased in that number. Is it that they are not giving back? But in all honesty, and this is not an excuse for whatever discrepancies we might see. I know I have a friend. In his household alone, there are 19. He has 15 children, 4 wives. So if you count 15 children, 4 wives, that's
20. Plus the man, 21.
But in my own household, how many are we?
If you tell me.
But when the census comes now, we will now say, no, it's a lie. Why is it that the other part is something million when we are not? When we know that an average southerner marries maybe 1 wife with 2 or 3 children.
Maybe more.
And our other friend, we have 4 wives and have 15, 20 children. Then how would you now complain?
That is the official law.
Exactly. So, but when this population thing comes, we will be the one to say, no, they've counted this. I'm not making excuses for it, but we have become so mistrusted of ourselves that all things like this, rather than make...
Yinka, Charles is waiting. Charles, just a minute. I'm coming in another moment.
Okay.
Lagos at this point will have more influx than we had last year.
Ever than before. Yes, because of security. That is also part of it.
So even your 200 million is an estimate.
If you say Lagos has 19 million, be sure that there's up to 24.
Charles, we are with you now. Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Jude, Citizen Jones and the doctor there.
I greet you.
Yes, I wonder why a government at this period when we have massive insecurity problem, we're talking about population census. How do you count people in the north central, in the northeast? I think it would be reasonable for them to, like the doctor suggested, let them put a hold on it. Let's face the 2023 election. After that, we can now go on with the census.
Yeah, thank you.
That's my take.
Charles, except that Yinka is not a doctor, not yet.
No, he's a doctor. He didn't call him a medical doctor. But he has a PhD.
It has a doctorate. I'm sorry. But if you let me put her here now. One idiot, say native doctor and a doctor too.
Well, that's why I went somewhere the other day, and when they called the man a doctor, he said, no, I'm a PhD holder.
A bush doctor.
Nice bush doctor. So what Charles had said now makes more sense than one thought.
I'm even wondering. I look at some parts of our country, Borno State, the northwest. I'm wondering how we can successfully do a census, because back in 2006, there was no part of Nigeria occupied by terrorists. No part.
No.
Back in 1991. There was no part of Nigeria occupied by terrorists. We were able to do successful census on both occasions, at least, And but at this time, you can't even successfully do a census in some states of the northwest, some states of the north central, then northeast, northeast, Borno, Yobe, Adamawa. There are still places where the terrorists are running riots. So how do you count people in those areas?
Are you telling me in Akwa Ibom, if they say there's a census, me I go free go out?
No, Akwa Ibom has its own peculiar a lot of cultism and all that. That's their own security issues. But we are saying that. But the problem you have in Akwa Ibom is not as terrible, as what we have in those places. You can imagine in Borno North and Borno Central, more than 50% of those communities is still Boko Haram running riot.
That's it.
People have refused. Go to Damboa local government. Some of those communities is those boys that are there.
All right, that's our last take on that subject matter. But if on our count, we are 3 here, right?
Yes.
At least we are 3 here. And it is time for us to go. We cannot but thank you enough for your time at the television. The program returns on Sunday, where you have from 1:30 a 2-hour edition, and be a part of it. But if you missed this edition, we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria.
President's birthday, maybe no.
Oh yeah, the president is 79.
Yes, today.
Okay.
We wish him long life,
And he needs it.
And Godspeed.
And Godspeed in whatever he does. Mr. President, 79, we are counting with you.
Yes.
Congratulations. All right, so on behalf of the Backroom Boys, Babajide Okolade Ochitoju, and of course, Dr. Olayinka Oyegbile, I'm not going to forget that title. Yeah. We say,
it's not the title, I hand it.
No vex now.
Okay.
Please don't go to court. Okay, so
academically ends.
Yeah, no. So you still they read book, but it's good.
Yes,
it's good. All right, so we are out of here. Bye-bye now. See you on Sunday.